Dignitaries on the dais, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to be with you this morning for the inauguration of the 58th Annual Conference of the Association of ICSE School Principals. It is also a pleasure for me to address the educators, and today the pleasure is more because the theme of the conference, Education in a Changing World, strikes a deep chord with me. I'm told that the conference is attended by executives from ICSE board and principals from all the regions of the country. Therefore, it is a good amalgamation of experiences and expertise. This annual event reflects educational matters of schools and role of educators in administering modern Indian education. I congratulate the board for its continuous effort to become relevant by catering to the changing scenario in education sector in a changing world and how to keep pace with these changes. Change is the law of the universe, so do the scriptures proclaim. In this fast-paced, dynamic world, everything is changing, and what is important is to keep pace with these changes. This conference, organized by Odisha region of the Association of ICSE School Principals, after a gap of 40 years in the state, holds immense importance on how to deal with the dynamic nature of the contemporary education and build efficient and competent human resource. The very essence of education is to constantly improving, inquisitive and searching. From the days of Gurukul in ancient days to Wi-Fi classroom in modern age, schools, it has been a significant transformation to the fast-changing world of the 21st century. The landscape of teaching and learning is fast-changing. There have been a great number of changes in the educational system worldwide. I would see various key aspects of education in the wake of changes, ranging from innovation to attitude building and multiple skill development to capacity building. Of late, learning as well as teaching has improved and become easier with technology. It has helped children with learning by computers that allow access to multiple programs. Technology has made education actually interesting. Information technology helps learning anywhere, anytime, not just in one particular classroom. Today, technology has become an inseparable part of education and has come a great way from the parrot-like pedagogy that was prevalent a few years ago. Technology has made the world smaller. There is every need to accelerate our efforts to help students become global citizens of the 21st century. However, in spite of all this, I could firmly say that technology is never a substitute for a teacher. It is true that together with changes in a changing world, the role of teacher is also changing. The concept of learning has slowly become a very important element of teachers' job. The need is of generation of teachers who aim to develop learners instead of teaching them, who help their pupils to become independent, who provide students with motivation and interest for lifelong learning, and urge them to become autonomous learners, is essential in the education of the future. They can be taught more as facilitators in the learning process and as supporters rather than educators. We value education of our children as the foundation of civic life and opportunity. Knowledge has become the primary driver of social mobility and of prosperity and well-being of individuals and nations. It has been rightly observed, education is the key enabler for the development of an individual and for altering the socio-economic landscape of a country. We wake up every day overjoyed and humbled by the opportunities that are unfolding before us, opportunities to nurture discoveries and ideas that not only shape the course of knowledge, but reshape the world. Education should not be mechanistic and narrowing, but an expression of wonder, of questioning, and of curiosity that comes not from the dictates of parents and teachers, but from students' exploration and discoveries. I used to advise students to experiment and follow their curiosity and remind them that before Galileo defied the wisdom of his day, he had to defy his father who wanted him to be a physician. Let us take how Industrial Revolution in Europe during the 1800s transformed the world in terms of establishing new centers of production, new skills, and new sources of wealth, while making redundant the traditional methods and places of production. Something similar is happening today in the world. Technology revolution, or information revolution, or digital revolution is creating a similar transformation in the way either business or education takes place today the world over. Every change brings with it new opportunities. But while all this sounds nice, there's also the other side. Every new change brings new challenges to adapt to the changes, and there's always a threat of becoming irrelevant if one is slow to adopt. This is exactly what occurred during the Industrial Revolution. Moreover, this digital revolution is not something that is about to come. In fact, it has already come and engulfed several sectors within its tide. We cannot afford to miss the benefits of these revolutions. Of course, no skill is foolproof in the digital age, and one needs to constantly de-learn and relearn. Further, if education is about knowledge and intellectual skills, then information technology lies at the heart of it all. We are just at the beginning of this transition. Education sector is going to get some more changes in the coming days. So we must anticipate the change and work accordingly. Whatever may be the changes and application of technology, the prime aim of education remains to liberate the mind and build character. We cannot overlook value-oriented education. Education is a discipline that is at one and the same time both moral and intellectual. Education should make learners cultured and refine and nourish their sources. True education promotes the spirit of creativity. Education has two aspects: reception from outside and creation from within. At present, we are facing a crisis of moral values in most walks of life. It is responsibility of educational institutions to bring back values in public life as well as private life. Our tradition is imbued with a very broad spectrum of values. Our educational institutions have an important role to groom students so that they are sustained by the basic values. The true purpose of education is to create good human beings. Education is the foundation of peace and prosperity. I cannot imagine a better world without a global commitment to providing better education